And I want to let you know there's some folks here from my district. And of course, they know in terms of the fact that these are issues that we deal with, and we deal with them all the time. But we need SPARKS. We need SPARKS in a major way to be able to stand. So Esther, I know it's not easy. That when you have to pull organizations together, when you have to look for the funding, when you have to look for the involvement, and when you have to look for people that understand what you're saying, I recognize all of that. But in spite of it all, don't give up, because what you're doing is good, and we need more good.
We've long been a support system for the needs of millions of new mothers, and we congratulate them for their continued good work. It's astonishing to learn that 1 in 8 new mothers experience the severe and often long-lasting effects of postpartum depression. Having spoken with sufferers of PPD, I can only imagine the scope of the psychological and familial effects that accompany PPD. And while I can't fathom personally the distress one must experience when living through PPD, I can empathize with the need to be surrounded by a network of individuals well versed in responding to and caring for those affected.
SPARKS has assisted thousands of new moms suffering from postpartum depression. So it is a special privilege and honor to have this luncheon in our nation's capital, where we will recognize the contributions of SPARKS and some of its prominent supporters.
Again, I want to commend SPARKS for its life-affirming work, and an organization whose chosen name based on the acronym for its mission statement, serving free and postnatal women and families with awareness, relief, knowledge, and support.
SPARKS, we have a very clear blueprint of concrete services, including transportation, childcare, meal preparation. This is a dream list of women who are faced with recovering from these illnesses. Okay? So it has long-term viability. No other illness does the health and well-being of one individual so directly affect the long-term health and well-being of another. In this case, a helpless infant. So I stand ready to support SPARKS and work with any legislator who's ready to go in and grab those federal dollars while we have them and get this program replicated in every community across the country. Thank you very much.
But I think it's of utmost importance to have brought this significant cause to this significant place. And I hope, the Chinese have an expression, they say, happy wife, happy life. So I would like to say that postpartum, the battle of SPARKS can be summed up that a happy mother can bear another. And therefore I hope that SPARKS will bring a blessing to so many people who will find the rejuvenation and the nurture that they need, so that the world can continue to bring forth good people, wonderful people, not only for the Jewish people, but for all of mankind. Thank you for participating.
Back to our sense of that, we have to be with those who are powerless. And I think we have to be with those whose sickness, as was said by Rabbi, in the shadows. So I think you are living out that same life that I have to live out. And to see all of the members of the Babish here and others, I think it's wonderful, and I think we have to celebrate it. Thank you so much.
Esther is truly a woman of valor. She has gone beyond herself and her own comfort zone and created an organization that helps women and families and children that are plagued by this postpartum depression. I am honored to know her. I'm honored to be in the presence of all of you. And I thank you for coming to our nation's capital, coming not only for luncheon, but coming to make a difference and to help educate members of Congress so that we can work together and help those thousands and thousands of our fellow citizens that live with this on a day-to-day basis, have no idea where to turn and who to talk to and what to do, and that's what Esther and SPARKS has done. So I thank you very much for being here.
unfortunately around here, people don't, they like to look at body parts. When I first got here, being a nurse, they said, you gotta look at this disease and that disease. No, you need to look at the person, who they are, and treat that person as a whole. Because usually if they're suffering from one, there's something else affecting them too. We all know, hopefully we all know, when something is affecting the mind, it does affect the physical body. And this is the education that we need to teach. But more than that, it needs to be known out there that it's treatable. And what you're doing is reaching out to some people in the toughest times of their lives, looking for help, that little light for someone to be there. So I congratulate you for your work. It's very courageous of you doing this. And it's courageous because, to be very honest with you, I'm thrilled to see so many men in this room. Because it's the woman that talks to the woman. But it's the men in this room that can make such a difference in your community.
I thank Ed Towns for acknowledging my history as a social worker anyway. It's actually good background as a member of Congress, I have to say, it really is. I do understand that what we do in public policy really makes a difference in helping families be able to support themselves and meet their responsibility. And I will just do a little political footnote here that as we struggle with really important decisions over these next few months, about what the role of federal government is, what the role of state government and local governments are, that the support for human services, support for families, and particularly support for children, well, the money doesn't just come from nowhere. You know, we do this together. It is about being a community, certainly as part of the Jewish community, but it's also as a broader community for all of us. So I thank you for reaching out even beyond the Jewish community and helping to raise awareness on the issue of postpartum depression and be supportive of the kind of services that matter to families. So thank you for strengthening our community. Thank you for helping to strengthen this country. And it's good to be with you.
About this problem. It's my honor now to introduce one of your honorees, Rabbi Eli Abadi, who is unusual among rabbis in being the title that I have here is Rabbi Eli Abadi, M.D. That's rather unusual. We know that the Tanaim all had different occupations. One was a cobbler, a shoemaker, a carpenter, or whatever. And Rabbi Abadi follows in that tradition, not only a rabbi in Talmud Chacham, but has a different occupation, which is also a service occupation that helps people.